What's up everyone? So today we are going to be talking about why are we not educated in finance, or why do we not have financial literacy in school, right? So firstly, I would like to have a full disclaimer that this is not financial advice or whatsoever. We're just having our opinions about why are we not taught finance in school. I think it's very important because a lot of people want to be financially free. I think this is something that I think everybody wants to be financially free, or at least have a better lifestyle. But then again, we are not taught anything about finance if you think about it, right? From primary school to secondary school to a polytechnic. Well, that's where I stopped, right? And yeah, I have never had the opportunity to learn about finance at all, other than going to the tuck shop or the canteen to buy food and having the change, and of course maybe potentially spending that change on other shit. You see, that was the only kind of financial experience I had, not even education. But of course, naturally, maybe my two co-hosts today will have a difference of opinion. So Mike, did you have a chance to learn about finance in school?
They give you basic courses like, oh, you should set aside saving first, then spend what you have left, and then that's it. That was all it was for like 20 years.
So basically, I had the actual experience, which is to spend the money and then whatever the change that comes back from after spending at the tuck shop or the canteen. So it's actually that.
It's the opposite. So
really,
I would save first, and then I spend what's left in the tuck shop.
Okay, so there was a module.
No, there was like a half an hour like form teacher talk to you so that you know you are financially savvy now. Okay, so save first and then spend. Then using this method, right, you will have money. Then that's it.
Okay.
But they don't tell you what the savings are for lah. They don't tell you how long to save either lah. You just save it, you know, in case.
Okay. Okay. So what about yourself, Andy?
I mean, I can't recall there was any instances of being taught before in schools. I don't remember that. Like, when was that? Like, I don't know.
Primary school, bro.
Really?
No, I mean, was there like primary school? You went to JC, you went to uni.
Yeah.
So I mean, secondary school, then
nothing at all, man. I mean, I was too thin when I was younger, and all my teachers said is just drink more milk. and that was all. Like, really, there wasn't anything.
I never had that problem.
Sorry.
So okay. So you see, right now, why am I asking this question? Okay, because I realize that since there are a lot of people that are in debt because of various different reasons, whether is it credit card debt, whether is it because it's due to a student loan, and it seems to be okay because your debt comes from education, it seems to be alright. It's okay to be in debt because you bought a home, you know. But at the end of the day, do people actually know how to manage their finance? You know, and I realized that only when I became a banker, as in being in the profession, I kind of started to understand finance much more, because I kind of observed how the rich manage their money. You see, that was through an experience and not because it was taught, right? That is something that's very different. So right now, I would say from my personal experience, right, I would have appreciated it more if I was told that, okay, credit cards actually have a 24% per annum if you allow it to roll, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. Like if you forget to pay them, if you forget to pay your bill and you leave the balance to roll over, it's 2% per month extra on top.
You know, all the banks will hate you because
no, I'm just saying you have to let people know, because they don't really let people know. It's in the fine print, by the way. Behind it's not in front. Yeah, no one reads it because the fonts are very small. It's like, I think font 8 or 6.
4 maybe. It's font
maybe 4. Yeah.
Is that
so I'm just saying that. Okay, that's one. Okay, that's one. The next thing is about you know, especially we're in a first world country, right? We have so many distractions and attractions. So for example, we are attracted by clothes, different types of clothes, different types of games, right? Games, we talk about music, there's so many things. There's just literally, and you know, and dating, you know, all this kind of shit, you know, going to nice restaurants and all. Basically, you have a full experience of lifestyle. Then if you're in a space where, okay, you're in a country where you don't have all these things, right? You tend to focus more on making money. You know, you tend to focus more on making money because you don't have that much distractions. So I noticed that if you look at the first world countries, right, the domestic spending, right, always tends to be much higher. Or at least there's a way to track, okay, the domestic spending, which is good. Every country loves to have a very high domestic spending. It just goes to show that the citizens are earning enough to spend within the economy. I think that's a good thing. But having said that, when you overspend because of the lack of financial literacy, right, then it becomes detrimental, and that's how people will never ever escape the hamster wheel of debt.
Well, actually, I think that term is called retail sales.
Yes.
Retail sales figure.
The economist has spoken.
Retail sales in US, and in the US, it represents 60 to 70% of the GDP on a yearly basis. So that's why retail sales is always a big news. But I think the question now is, do you think that we should include, or governments should include financial education in their current curriculum?
The question is, why have they not?
Because it's difficult. It's not like math. 2 plus 2 is 4 for everybody. Like if I tell you like, oh, you should do financial planning. That's why financial planners get paid so much, because it's customized.
I understand what you mean, but what if we include the finance ideas into mathematics?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, improvisation.
Further elaborate, sir.
In econs,
Oh,
you mean?
like how? No, but econs it's very specific. Like it's not as if I'm interested. Not everyone is interested in finance per se, right? Some could be more artistic inclined, some could be more sports inclined, and but fundamentally we need to be all good in financial management, right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, man. You're trying to tell me that, okay, you're great at science, means that you don't have any interest in finance, right? And at the same time also, if you are someone in finance, if you're someone who is interested in music, science, mathematics, English, language or whatever, right? Geography, history, don't tell me that you're going to go into all these various industries. You're not interested in making money, right? And when you start making... Before I point my middle finger. Anyway, wow, I lost my train of thought. So the next thing is you're gonna earn money from being a professional, or you have an interest in this industry. When you receive that money, you want to know what to do with it.
Yep.
So to me, financial education or literacy is the backbone.
So you don't think that teaching how to save is enough?
It's not enough.
So what should be included?
To manage,
what should be included?
learn how to manage money, understanding there is credit risk, understanding there is risk, in general. It's managing money. Yeah, you need to know how to manage the money. It's not just about saving and putting it in the bank. You see, wow, this part is a little bit sensitive. So let's say we only talk about saving. Why? Because the governments are of course pro-banks and banks are pro-government, and at the end of the day they hold the citizens' money, yes?
It's a happy ecosystem.
So it's a happy ecosystem that wants to lock you in. Okay? Let's just say it, man. It wants to lock you in. So there is always education about preventive measures like sexual education, for example. But when you have kids, right? Don't you think that when you reach that stage when you have kids, it is more liabilities, there's more debt, right, that you incur. From then, you ask yourself, do you think that, okay, you see, do you notice that nowadays, that the young are not wanting to have kids early?
Yes.
Okay, so it's true, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
true?
sexual education never taught me how to have kids.
Yeah, you only care about the process, bro. You don't care about the education. You don't give a shit. You just wanna, yeah.
No.
So let me ask you a question. Okay, now let me ask you the next question.
Yeah.
Okay, you know why these days the millennials, or at least people in their 20s, don't want to have kids? Because they know that they can't even earn enough for themselves.
Yes.
Okay, that's very, very true. And even Robert Kiyosaki has actually mentioned before, he doesn't want, or he doesn't encourage people to have kids or something to that effect. Because when you have children, right, it really brings you down. By the way, I'm a parent, by the way. So I do to a certain extent believe in this. I do believe it does make sense, because it is very much more challenging.
Yeah.
It's very much more challenging. You really find it very hard to earn. You make a living for yourself. Okay, it's really quite challenging. What more if you brought 1 or 2 lives additional into this whole thing?
So out of curiosity, right, as a parent, what would you do to help your kids?
My kids. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's important to all the parents out there.
So right now, if I was, okay, so we all know I have Hannah and Haley, right? So Hannah she's going to turn 6 this year. She's learning how to, of course, spend, and after that, whatever balance, she will save it. Okay, then after that, once she has accumulated enough, I will actually ask her, what does she want to do with this? Does she want to continue to grow it? Does she want to continue to grow it and earn more money? Or does she want to spend it on books? Does she want to spend it on clothes or whatever she likes? Maybe she likes shoes or something like that. Wow. See, from then it's giving them the choice. At least you tell them. So what I'll do is that I'll say, look, if you want to make more money, you have to do this, okay? Or you can sell something. Right? She will come to an age where she will learn how to make things and sell things. They're already teaching that in school, by the way. Okay, so that's very entrepreneurial, not bad, right? Then let's say if she wants to spend it, I'll tell her, if you spend it on this, you look nice for a while, but after that, it doesn't really do anything for you. But if you spend money on books or something like an activity book or whatever, you're actually creating a skill or honing a skill or increasing the level of skill for colouring or maybe she's painting or whatever. So these kind of things, at least you kind of structure it in such a way that it's easy for them to understand. They're not going to go into the whole economic thing, it's not at their age yet. But I think to help them kind of understand and let them think, oh okay, if I do this, I'll have more money, I can buy something bigger, and at the same time I can buy more of it. But I must learn how to make more money first. See, it's not just about saving, because there's only so much that you can save from one source of income. Just saying, right? But if you have multiple sources, or that particular source that you generate can actually return a higher ROI than leaving it in the piggy bank, because the piggy bank you can take the piggy bank as the bank itself, where the banks don't give much interest. Okay, just saying, right? Even at the higher levels, even if you put a higher level, the interest rate is about 1% per annum. Just saying, it's negligible. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's what I would do.
Do you match that for a piggy bank? If you put in the piggy bank every year,
the thing is, I think that is a privilege.
Okay.
I think it's a privilege. I feel that yes, as parents we can do that. But do you think that's really the case? It creates that very false sense that, oh, if I start saving, right, my parents is going to give me that. But when they go out into the working world, right, they realize, shit, the banks don't give me 1 for 1, man. You know, the banks don't give me 1 for 1. I mean, we have to educate them the right way as well.
I didn't say 1 for 1, I said 1%.
No, 1%, or 1%, right? Yeah, that's fine, you know, if you want to keep it in that kind of interest rate environment. Okay. But that is just how I would simply do it. But how would you do it, man? Like right now, I would, I mean, I want to know, like, what are you thinking?
Right? Yeah. You want to educate myself.
Educate yourself first, of course.
Talk to like people from insurance, talk to people who are in banks. Talk to people who are in the government, I guess. See what they do with their money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. No, because it's very people in the government.
It's very standard.
Dude, don't get him going. Like, don't get him started. No. Like, so.
Listen first.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
From schools like us,
okay.
they teach you get a job, then get your savings, and then the government will save some for your retirement. You see, so you don't have to plan so far ahead. All you have to worry about is your day to day, your house and stuff. But everything else is in the CPF.
Okay.
And then I only can touch on
CPF means Central Provident Fund, by the way, meaning that the Central Provident Fund will help you save a portion of your monthly income, and also your employer will add a percentage to that CPF as well.
Yeah. Okay. So since I can only touch it before I die, I will spend everything else and then I'll just leave that for my retirement. That's your normal mindset, because I have like what 15-20% that I can't touch.
Yes.
So it should be enough to get me through the end of my life.
Okay, so do you think that it is enough?
I looked at my CPF. No, it's not enough. I looked at the actual number of my CPF.
That's what I wanted to know.
Times 10, like, cannot 1 year also will die.
So logically, right? You being someone who is also pretty good at math, right? You know that based on your current return and what is being set aside, even when you retire 10 years from now with inflation and just everything going up, you know that it's not going to keep up.
Clarify first, I'm on the lower income bracket. Maybe higher income bracket, maybe can. Possible.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so what about yourself, Andy? Like, any thoughts on this part where financial literacy, how important it is, and at the same time, how did you start your whole journey about getting financially literate?
He was greedy.
This is heavy. Well,
we need to be as transparent as possible, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look, these people need to know.
Yeah, so just a little bit of background, right? I didn't grow up in a very rich family. I didn't have a bed when I was young, right? So I was sleeping on the floor literally. I grew up on the floor, right? Sleeping on mattresses for the first 12 years of my life. So I didn't have much to begin with. But all I understood one thing when I was young was that I will be successful. I will make myself be successful. And at the same time, I will make sure I learn all the financial that I needed that my parents didn't taught me. And that was all I needed to know. And that was how I kind of strayed away from all my peers. Whatever that they were doing, I was doing the opposite. I was trying to find out more, and I was trying to find out what was not taught in school. And I was just going against everything else.
Not you were hungry for success.
Yeah, and I was a non-conformist throughout.
And physically hungry also.
Because
no money buy food.
Oh, can tell Mike, that you are not really very hungry.
Yeah. So I was malnourished to the extent when I was in primary school or when I was in like grade 1 or something, like my teacher had to force feed me with milk and things like that. But that being said, I think financial literacy, it's very, very important. You need to learn it. And I think for my future kids, if I do have kids next time, I'll kind of like force them, make sure that life is tough when they are growing up. Like I don't want to give them anything and then they have to work their way to get it. Like, I mean, I will indulge them to a certain extent, but I also want to work their ass off and make sure they learn something from it. I think that's
but what about now? As a millennial, you know, you're under 30 years old.
Still.
I'm sure most of our audience are between 25 to 35, and they really want to know how can they get themselves financially literate, or what kind of exercises or workshops they can go for and do, or what books they can read. I think all these things are things that they want to know.
I also want to know.
Right, okay, so you also want to know, right? Okay, yeah, that's true. So
I think we can keep that for the next.
We can probably keep that for the next episode. And also, right, if you are someone who feels that you would love to see more of episodes on financial literacy, feel free to comment below. We want to know what's your concern. And last but not least, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next episode. See you guys!
See ya!